And we are live. Danger Clap here, and Mr.
Ryan
Yeah.
Bailey.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, if you haven't had the time to, you should definitely run over to my channel and scope out some of those new shorts. Might get a laugh, might tickle your funny bone. We don't know yet, but you'll know as soon as you watch them. Also, hit that follow button. And then run over to his page and hit that follow button.
No.
Oh.
I got no page.
All right. So this is my follow button. All right. So just hop right to it. We were just talking about the In-N-Out shooting in Iowa Falls. Absolutely fucking tragic, for real.
Very,
But
very
it just goes to show, like, you should really support gun laws because of the people who are involved in that and how much they helped. Like, you had the off-duty cop who ran up, tried to help. You had the Good Samaritan who just so happened to have his, CWP and was able to deter that person from killing more people. You also have the state trooper who was there the off-duty state trooper. He was there to help those people, rush them to safety, and then because of all these events that conspired, we were able to, thwart that threat.
So you said support gun laws?
Well, yeah.
You mean
Like we shouldn't abolish anything. Like, Americans definitely should have the right to own firearms. It's
okay.
it's because of that fact that man, that civilian, was there to help deter him from killing any more people. That guy was definitely just out there murdering people. He did not care. He did not care, and he was swift with his
Nope, he had a
actions.
plan.
Yep. Just watching the
He had a plan.
watching those videos was wild, bro. Like, the guy did not show any hesitation.
Yeah.
He he just went straight
Like he was
forward.
playing a video game.
Yep.
Like he wasn't even real people he was killing.
It, it was it was it was wild. It was wild. One of the craziest shootings to date for sure. I mean, straight up execution styled people into fucking drive-through. That was fucking wild.
And that guy that was in his Tesla, charging his Tesla.
Yep. And I saw the video of the front view of that where he was just opening fire into the front windshield. That right there, like. But it took, the actions of. I think there was 5 people total. There was even a civilian who was unarmed at the one little business. He was one of the employees. He was unarmed and out in the middle of the street, and the guy did shoot at him, but completely missed. And thank God for that. But that helped people get away from the scene.
Not to mention all the people that helped the wounded after the fact. Those people are heroes too. I mean, shoot, if you're run to the aid of somebody who got shot.
Yes.
You know,
I'm definitely glad that, there were people there who stood up and was like, oh
yeah,
God, we got to help each other. We got to help each other. That was fucking. My hat goes off to those people, and my condolences goes out to all the families that had to go through this.
ditto on that. Did you see that guy? The whole reason why he was training with firearms was because he was at a different shooting 2 years prior to that. I think it was 2 years. I don't know the exact amount of time, but the good guy with the gun, the reason why he started training with weapons was because he witnessed this very thing happen, and it scared him to the point where he was like, I can't not be prepared.
Well, then, thank God for that. Well, not the prior shooting, but for him to take that initiative to get
Yeah.
trained in firearms, and Thankfully he was there to help.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. I mean, that just the whole situation was overall tragic. Definitely a tragic situation.
But it does go to show, like just like you said, people who own firearms are not to be, what do you say, demonized. Just because you own firearms doesn't mean that you have bad intentions.
Right.
Like literally, a good guy with a gun helped to stop a bad guy with a gun.
Yep. And if that situation, if we were to put a theoretical, hypothetical scenario, if we had those gun laws abolished and that person didn't have a firearm, the whole reason that guy even left his spot was because somebody shot at him, the killer. Like he would have kept doing what he was doing if nobody would have intervened.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy fucking pulled out an assault rifle. Like
There's no such thing as an assault rifle.
an AR there. But he pulled out an AR out of his
Yeah,
vehicle,
he did.
and if that guy would have never shot at him, he would have just stayed in that spot he was at and kept murdering people. So, I mean, fucking pro guns right here all day. Thank you for all the people who helped, for sure.
And the other thing is, don't just own firearms. You got to freaking train with them. Because it wasn't like he just happened to have he just went out and bought guns. Like, no, he went out and he practiced, he trained, so that if the time came, he would be prepared for it. And he was, thank God. Thank God.
And then we can extend our thanks to all the people who are out there serving good information, training people well, good firearm
Yeah.
courses. Um, this chat part disappeared on the side. I was just messing with it.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm stop messing with it. Okay. Excuse me. But in other news, also, there's people in Arizona in the Midwest. I have family out in Indiana. They have intense flooding out there.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona, they got hit by monsoons. Absolutely fucking terrible. Like houses underwater completely. And all from
God.
rain. Just rain, man. That right there is just absolutely crazy. I'm surprised we don't
Yeah,
have
that's
better
tragic.
deterrents like made up for situations like this.
Well, I don't know. I feel like to some extent, or sometimes you don't know what deterrent you need until something bad happens when it comes to nature. I feel like,
Yeah, it's true.
or you do and you don't take action. That's also a factor. I mean, you look at whether it's wildfires, hurricanes, tornadoes, uh,
And here
flooding.
actually, what I'm gonna do is for the viewers here, I'm gonna just kind of shift this video over to show like try not to show too much of my screen here. So this right here is just absolutely fucking breathtaking because the amount of destruction, the amount of water is absolutely wild. We got houses here that are completely under businesses that are almost completely underwater. There's people driving boats out in the streets. horrifying.
That's yeah. That's the one thing that the silver lining of these tragic events is, when you see the community come together to help help each other out. People who put their lives on the line in situations like that, or just putting themselves in a dangerous situation to help somebody else out of a dangerous situation.
Oswell, that video that I just showed was from Cambridge City, Indiana. And also, Governor Mike Braun has declared a statewide disaster emergency for Indiana.
So this is going on right now.
Yes, yes. The rains are not supposed to stop until Friday in the Midwest. So
God.
it's just gonna get worse. Let's see. From Iowa to West Virginia. That's that's fucking huge. That's all of the Midwest.
Yeah.
I do need to make sure. See, Muncie, Indiana. That's where my good friend lives. Oh man, I need to text him actually real quick while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. I know. Well, when you said that, I was thinking like, oh shoot, like I got family in the Midwest, not in Indiana, but
240,000 homes are without power.
Jesus, 240,000. And that's insane. But and you're in the Midwest, so it's not like us here, like where, you know, we prepare for power outages for 9 months out of the year because of the hurricane season. So I
Yeah,
mean, if you're not expecting that kind of uh disaster to happen, then what does that mean? So uh, probably waters. Jeez, man, no electricity.
9 feet deep is right now is what the average.
When did this start, or do you know?
I'm not actually positive when the
Okay.
floods. I don't see a date here either. It was probably earlier in this week.
God dang.
I'm just looking through the articles right now and absolute crazy. You see people just walking hip water deep through the water. Garages completely under.
God dang. All those people.
And there's no real travel. The travel conditions are severe. You don't have a boat, man. You're kind of you're estranged. You're stuck.
Yeah. Well, and if it's still going on, I mean, is it even safe to be even in a boat?
Well, I'm watching this video. So the waters are moving fast in this video too. Let me move this video over here. There's a
Yeah,
boat
that
literally
shit's
stuck up against the
scary.
pole right here. They're trying to help the boat that got stuck.
I haven't even heard of this till you mentioned it.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking terrible. I'd get in contact with your family up there too. Make sure.
Yeah.
Texting my dad to make sure too. Yeah, these pictures are crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, I know. Southern Indiana last year, I think, got flooded too. Ohio River rose up to record, almost record. It's like 24 feet, something crazy.
Good Lord.
I don't know if you've ever been to
24
Kentucky,
feet.
but that bridge that crosses over from Louisville into Indiana, they have these markers on the poles. And I went out there actually on my last trip out there, and
Oh.
the water had lowered to a point to where you could just walk out there and like see the shelves. You were out in the actual water. Um, and they had this marker up on this observatory where they mark it every time, and it was all the way to the top of the observatory. It was crazy.
So this is a common, like, this is a somewhat
Yeah,
expected occurrence for a.
they have like flood barriers and flood walls along the Ohio River in some locations, but once it gets to a certain height, dude, it's like there's literally
Yeah.
nothing they can do. It's just so much water. Um, yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. I can't believe it's hitting Muncie though. They're evacuating Muncie. I have a lot of friends over there.
Yeah.
But for those who are being affected by the storm, the flooding, and all of that, prayers go out to you. Hope you're safe. Stay safe.
Absolutely.
What do you think about these ice agents getting their new technology?
Honestly, I hadn't heard about the taser gloves.
Yeah, we're
That's
investing twenty
I didn't even
million
know. I
dollars.
didn't even.
$20 million
I
invested.
guess I don't.
Let me bring.
I don't really know.
I want to bring up this article
I
again.
don't. There's worse things that money could be spent on. I guess is kind of what I would say. I guess I don't.
I really want
I
to
don't know the
understand
context.
why we need taser gloves when we can just use the good old fashioned tasers. Like, what's wrong with our tasers? They shoot, boom, prongs,
Maybe
and
they have a better success rate. Because how many times have you watched tasers be used, be deployed, and not work properly?
yeah, both prongs have to make contact with the body. But that also gives them space in between that person too, rather than having to be up on them. And then the use of the taser gloves, like I've seen a couple of videos. I don't think they're as powerful as tasers because it doesn't look like their body seize up necessarily. It just looks like it contracts whatever body part they're touching, like that specific muscle group. Because they were grabbing
Yeah.
these officers and individuals by like the arm, and they were doing the whole like turn and twist it around your back kind of deal. But I
Mm.
guess that's when the taser gloves are active, and it did look like they were like forced almost by their own body to turn. But I still don't see it as an effective method to being like to tasering. I feel like it's more versatile if you have the handheld. And plus, if you wanted to, and you were close to somebody, those tasers have detachable cartridges. You just pop off the front, and then it becomes a handheld taser, and you can bzz, 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 bzz.
I've never used one, so I really don't know much about how they operate, to be honest with you. I don't know.
I'm reading a little bit on it right now to see. Small button on the wrist of the glove is activated.
Oh, God.
Uh, so it essentially does the same exact thing as a taser, except you don't have the prongs that break skin. So so one of the statements was, "I'm 6'3", about 250 pounds, and when they grabbed his wrist, it made his knees buckle."
I mean, have you seen the way they're freaking being attacked? I mean, people are absolutely going crazy. I mean, I don't really have too much of an opinion. I don't really watch much of that and see
Yeah,
unless it's like a specific incident that, because I don't really.
yeah. I guess they're more of like in your face. Like most of the protesters and whatnot, I guess that are like they're just everybody is really close together at those times, and also I guess ICE has
Yeah.
fatally shot
Can you
a few
imagine,
people because of
can you
it.
imagine being mobbed, having a mob around you,
Yeah, that would
not
actually be
knowing what?
useful, huh?
I mean, I think so. I don't know, but again, I don't. I would have to. I don't know more about. Guess it depends on what happened. What they do with them.
Yeah, what was the mob thing? What were you saying about the mob?
I'm just saying. I mean, can you imagine being surrounded by a bunch of crazy people who are angry at you and are not against physically attacking you? because they think you're doing bad, whether you are or not. It doesn't matter, or they don't care. I don't know. I look at these mobs of people who are, openly waving communist flags around, and when you're aligning yourself with that kind of uh just evil ideology, you can't trust cannot trust those people. Communists are not to be trusted, and they're not afraid to end up killing somebody who doesn't agree with them. Hey, it's all for the cause.
What happened to good old fashioned debates?
Yeah, that's not even something a communist would ever entertain. Not a real communist. I mean, there's a lot of people I think that are aligning themselves with communism that maybe don't know what it really is and what it really um, does.
I'm not actually
You know,
familiar with communism.
it's so crazy that people don't understand what it is. It's like, Jesus, we've got how many decades and centuries of evidence of what happens when communism is implemented or tried. I mean, gee, we're getting an experiment right now. We've seen what it's done in some cities in California and Oregon and Washington State and now New York, and it's just crazy to me that we go through these different generations of people who think communism is a good idea, and then we have to it's almost like we have to watch it fail every so often for people to understand, oh, turns out communism is not good.
I looked it up because I wasn't familiar with the definition of communism. Like they have three three specific ones: no private property, no social classes, work and need.
Well, it's meant to sound like utopia, right?
But it's not.
No, well, it's impossible. Like that. So I think when the Marx um saying about what communism is like, to each according to his need, from each according to his ability. So it's basically saying, oh, kumbaya, everybody can just be, if you need something, you'll have it because the community will take care of each other. And it's utopia. Utopia is not for this world, obviously. Um, we humans
Yeah, humans. That's exactly it. That's all you had to say. Humans.
can't. I mean, yeah,
Bro.
humans are in the mix. It's it's impossible, and anybody who actually thinks that it can be that it can come to fruition, what they're basically saying is they're the one who everybody should trust to implement it.
So then, says everyone is equal and no group has power over another. So what does what does that
Yeah.
even mean? Like, so there's no leader, there's no elected official. Like,
That's the claim. Everybody to each according to his need, from each according to his ability. Think about it. You will never need anything, and you will just do everything you're able to do without being asked. It's just what you're going to do to make sure that the community is taken care of, as opposed to, you know, I'm going to make sure that me and my family are provided for. No, we're all family. Everybody's your family. So you, if you're able to, if you're an able-bodied person, then you must help and to make this community um thrive. And well, not thrive, not even thrive. Just bare minimum. Whatever we need, that's all that needs to happen. Just people will have what they need. Nobody will be better off than anybody else. We will all be on an equal playing field. Everybody will, there's no need for money because everybody has everything they need and there is no excess. I mean, there's always enough, enough labor to make sure that the needs are being met. It's
It
I guess
sounds it sounds like a hive mind is what that is, where theoretically everybody has collectively like the same consciousness, you know, that one single individual thought. But
yes,
you
yeah,
were right though. We're humans, so that's never gonna happen. That'll never happen.
yeah. And then you ask a question like, well, who's gonna make sure that that's like people are actually contributing according to their ability? It's like, well, that question isn't even really allowed. You can't question it. It's just that's how we need to be. And it's like, well, that would be awesome. Like, okay, so you're telling me that's what communism is. Then and that's why people get hypnotized by it because it's like, wow, that would be a way better world to live in. Well, duh.
It's
Every
the
there's no
idea,
killing.
yeah, the idea, the concept of it, phenomenal. But the reality of it, it's not there.
No, and there's always gonna be uh people at the top, right? Like, you can't be equal. Somebody has to who implements it? Who is gonna be the people in charge? Who are these angels that are going to organize society for us? And then it's like, well, what happens when somebody doesn't want to, you know, do more work just because somebody else can't do it? Oh, I don't know. What do you just get rid of them? How do you who's getting rid of them? Like who's in charge? Who's making the calls? It's like and then that's kind of why you end up with socialism because there's really and that's why you'll hear people say, well, communism has never really been tried. It's never really been um what do you
Right.
say? Attempted really because people were running the show. I don't know. I maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe they do say no, there has to be somebody that is in charge. I don't know, but it doesn't I don't it doesn't balance out right. If everybody's equal, how can somebody be in charge of making sure that this is happening? Um what's
Socialism
oh
does sound pretty
uh
awesome.
basically it's Avatar, the movie with the blue aliens,
The
right?
Navi.
The Navi. That's like you said, the hive mind. That's basically the idea of it. That's why you end up with movies like Fern Gully and Pocahontas, and it's like, oh, there's this perfect existence, and people are just existing, coexisting with each other. perfectly in perfect harmony and everything that is I don't know. It's just silly. It's silly to talk about because it's like, well,
It almost sounds like it's out of a fucking fantasy novel because you know it's not real.
it is. It is. It's called The Communist Manifesto, written by Karl Marx.
Oh, I just saw his name actually when I was looking through here.
So whenever you hear people called or referred to as Marxists or Marxism, that's what they're talking about. Karl Marx, communism. Um,
Well, that's
but
interesting.
the people, but a lot of the people who do understand it push for it because at their core they are tyrants and they know that people can easily be fooled by this fantasy fairy tale story because there's a lot of uninformed people out there who especially in it that don't want to know, they don't want to look into things. I mean, you see this all the time, right? Even with us, how many times do you hear something and you're just like, oh wow, can't believe it, and then maybe later you find out that it was complete horseshit. Like, whoa, Jesus, I believed that.
Yeah, that's a lot
And
here. There's a lot of bullshit that goes on, that's for sure. But that is wild. I mean, communism sounds great, but it's not.
well, it's like, okay, in New York with Memdami, whatever, Memdummy,
Okay.
um, look at his before he was elected. If you went and looked at his website and his proposals, um, like free buses, rent free housing, uh, what was the saying that they said? I can't remember the exact wordage, but basically free grocery stores. It's like people act like these things haven't been tried, but you look at Seattle. Um, they were doing this stuff years ago, and guess what happened to those grocery stores?
Gone.
They freaking go completely empty, and then because it's paid for with tax dollars, you're basically robbing people to pay for this grocery store, so they don't have money to buy groceries, so they have to use the free grocery store. And then I mean the shelves are cleared off and constantly, and you can't get enough product. And then you get homeless people and crazy people like living in the parking lots. Yeah, you could look that up. Look up uh I don't know exactly where. They're all over the country. I mean, you've got socialists all over the country that have tried different variations of these things that they're trying in New York right now. But it's not just New York. We're gonna start seeing all that. Michigan.
The idea of those things being free is kind of crazy because it everything in America has a price.
Well, it's
Literally.
not just that. There's no such thing as free goods. Like you can't. Somebody needed to do some kind of work for those things to happen. And so
Oh, well,
how are they being reimbursed,
right, right.
right? Oh, well that's why we've got free, it's a big stupid circle that just what do you call it? A self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. You just somebody has to do the work, and in order for people to do that work, they're going to need to be reimbursed in some way. And where does the money come from? Because somebody's got to pay. And so it's like, well, that's why we have taxes. Okay, so in order to have free busing, free housing, free grocery stores, how much do you tax people? I mean, you could tax people 100% and you wouldn't pay for that crap for even a decade.
Yeah, and the
I,
last
I
thing
would
I want
say,
is my taxes being raised. I already feel like they take enough money as it is.
yeah, well, they take too much. They don't take enough. They take too much. Like, and there's legitimacy to taxes because you do have to have a government, right? Otherwise, how are laws enforced?
Right.
How are how do you have courts and punishment for crimes? If you don't have government, you don't have punishment for crime, and if you don't have punishment for crime, then it's a free for all. And people are capable of great evil. And if you take away the punishments for those crimes, what do you think's going to happen? But that's why we need taxes. But then what do you have? People in government that propose taxing, and they come up with these harebrained schemes to justify taxing the American public or the American people more money and say these are social programs, right? We need these. That's what government's for. Government's meant to take care of you. And that resonates with people.
Yeah, I would definitely love it if I had more control over where my tax money went.
There's the other funny thing. The people who are for these high tax cities or whatever, you can always pay more taxes. The government will take more of your money.
Of
Like
course.
if you believe that, then you can send the government checks. They'll take it. But nobody, oh no, no, we gotta tax the rich.
Heaven forbid we do
Then you're
that.
in a then you're in a whole new well, no, but it's silly. That doesn't mean who is the rich? Who gets to decide who the rich are? And I mean, if you saw the amount, the percentage of what the 1% pays versus what the bottom 50% pay, I mean, they basically pay all of the taxes in this country. The 1%. It's not even close. And so let's say you're rich, right? Let's say you're a multi-billionaire. How did you get to be that way? You had to come up with an idea that was so good and desirable that you were able to put a price on that. And people were willing to pay because it was such a good thing that you did. Okay, so that's how you started. What happens as you get bigger and bigger and bigger? You grow your business. When you grow your business, you employ people. Now these people have jobs. Okay, so if you tax the rich so much so that they decide, okay, my business is just we're going to keep it this small and never grow, then you're limiting the job market for people who need a job and now won't have one. Or if you then you said, oh, okay, think about this. You know, there's a corporate tax rate, right? Corporations pay a tax before anybody gets paid, right?
Right,
So
right.
the government taxes the corporation. Who's the corporation? Isn't the corporation everybody who works for that company?
Yes, but that also.
Right.
Why is it doing that, bro? The fuck? Oh, it's just auto typing for me. Well, that's gay.
You got AI or something? Auto
Uh,
typing.
Google Trends. It was just filling in my search bar by itself. But so that's funny that you bring that up because have you seen the video with the Boeing CEO?
No, I don't think so. I might have. There's a lot. I don't retain all of it. So it's possible why what he's saying something to that effect.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Actually, that's great. That's great. I found it. This who is this senator?
Paid currently.
Senator, that's well disclosed in our proxy documents in each of the years that I've been.
So
Yeah.
a senator was asking the Boeing CEO about his pay and whatnot.
But what is it?
It's a big number, sir.
Okay.
Well, let me help you out. It's
And-
32.8 million this year. Does that
He made 32.8 million himself.
sound right?
Yes, it does.
That's a 45%
It's a
increase over last year. Does that sound right?
45% increase
Yes, it
over
does.
his prior
You've got
year.
32,000 machinists. These are American workers who work for you. These are
And he has 32,000 machinists.
Boeing employees in the Pacific Northwest. Well, they got 1%
And they got a 1%
wage increases
wage increase
over 8 years.
over 8 years.
1% over 8 years. You got a 45% increase just last year.
And he got a 45% increase over 1 year. So, like, this right here
And you're making $33 million. You think maybe these folks deserve a raise?
is what's wrong with,
Oh, they
like,
will
the
definitely get a raise.
corporations.
Good. Good. I hope
What's
it's a
that?
substantial one. And I hope
So this guy gave himself a 45% increase over 1 year for his wages, and then his employees for the entire corporation across the board had a 1% increase over 8 years worth of time.
Let me ask you.
that maybe this
Senator
is an opportunity
Hawley,
for Boeing under new leadership
by the way, that's who it is.
to reverse course and actually start making things again, start making things in this country again, and start paying its people well.
Hawley,
I've listened to your
that's
testimony,
Senate. Oh, I
and
see
you
it
know,
right
it
there.
seems like the gist of it seems to be that if
Ooh.
you could just get your employees to comply, you know, follow the rules, follow your management techniques, etc., things would be better. I don't think the problem's with the employees.
Oh, it's
Actually,
not. It is
no,
not.
I think the
agree.
problem's with you. You. It's the C-suite. It's the management. It's what you've done to this company.
Hearing
That's where the
issues.
problem is. The problem's at the top. Your engineers, they're probably the best in the world. Your machinists, they're outstanding. You're the problem. And I just hope to God that you don't destroy this company before it can be saved. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, see, that shit should be just downright illegal.
Well, I think
Why
they
the-
probably.
Why? Why is he raking in all this money and being unchecked, you know, while all these hardworking Americans are being pretty much fucked? And that's not no damn entry level job either, bro. These are people with educations, fucking, because it's Boeing, you know. You got machinists and engineers, and these are Americans, hardworking Americans, and they all get treated like shit. And this is just the Boeing CEO being called out. It's not just Boeing. It's all major American corporations. Like these people are like running around unchecked, unsupervised, able to do whatever the fuck they want, make millions of dollars while fucking reaping the benefits of these hardworking Americans. Like these people deserve money. Like, and then the audacity to tax us so much, and we don't have the income that these guys have.
So how are they doing?
What? How are they doing what?
How are they doing as a business?
At this
Because
current moment, I do not.
usually Boeing is in a fragile recovery phase, balancing a massive $715 billion order backlog against ongoing financial losses, supply chain snags, and heavy production pressure. So they're paying for it, you know? Like, I mean, that's what it sounds like. They, because of that quality. Yeah, I thought Boeing hasn't been doing good for a while. And I don't think you could say that about, I think when a business is doing good, typically that's an indicator of good leadership, good management of that kind of stuff. But you're right, this is absolute corruption, I think. And it's things like this that make people think all corporations are bad. All corporations are corrupt and doing this to their employees. And it's like, well, it's kind of like blaming all guys for, or blaming all women because a girlfriend cheated on you or something like that. It's like, you know,
For the sake of my job, I can't say exactly what I'm doing, but you know, there's something funny about the workplace I'm in is that they love to post these little things on the boards at work to um say how much money our hard work has made them throughout the year. You know, their fiscal year reports. And like this is how much our building has profited because of your hard work. But they're constantly cutting our hours. They're constantly driving us into the ground. This is all of our management. Like they're pushing us above the normal, you know, like they're asking for more but giving less. And they love to gloat about it. They have these big meetings too. And the most important thing from these meetings is like we have people who voice their opinions at the meetings, like, okay, so where's the money going though? Like where's all the extra money? Like what are we gonna get, you know, for doing that that above and beyond for y'all to make you guys all this money? But
but
they
it's
don't.
who are you guys, right? So when the when the company's making money, everybody who works for the company is benefiting. Now, if an individual high up is making a not um balanced, or not balanced, but not a is making a wage that doesn't really make sense for the money being taken in from the company, then that's probably an indicator of corruption. But just because a company is making really good money because it has workers that are working hard, who are collecting a paycheck. Um, that doesn't mean that that's not an indicator that the company is corrupt. I and I
Right.
think and I think if a company is thriving, I think personally that that's probably an indicator that they're on the right track. And you're always going to have people on the lower level that are gonna look at it like that and are gonna say, well, why isn't why aren't we seeing the fruits of our labor? And but people don't think about different things. Like I'm not trying to speak of any specific company because God knows I don't have the ins and outs, insights of what's going on. But
Yeah, that's why mine was very vague.
yeah, well, no, I know, and but if a company, I think if a company is doing good, you're you probably don't have a lot of corruption that's being overlooked. Um, but people inherently are corruptible, so it's easy to it's easy to become tyrannical, I think. Not easy, but well, it is. It is easy. I think it's harder not to, but
I think that
typically you see.
it goes without saying that most corporations do definitely show more love for their people. We actually had a few changes too with our structure that was not in favor of our people. It almost felt like they were forcing people out the door. But
Well, you own a business. Um, Sometimes you have to make bad hard decisions um, in order to make sure that you continue to make money as a business so that you can employ at least some of the people that you have. And you know, if you can't afford to pay somebody to work with you or for you, then that's potentially a job that was lost, right?
right. Yeah, being laid off or cut just because the company's not making enough money.
Yeah, and I mean
But
in
in this
my
case,
opinion, that's a
it's not.
necessary.
It isn't that in this case. The company is making enough money. They're in a profit range, a big profit range. But the changes that they've made, it just I don't even know how to really say it, dude. It's just
Well,
terrible.
I think, for instance, a company investing money in automation can be good for that company, but isn't necessarily going to be good for every single person that currently works there, right? Because the whole idea of automation is we got robots to do it. We don't need humans to do it.
Yep. Low cost, high efficiency.
And I don't know. I'm very much a free market capitalist when it comes to letting the market decide what's good and what's bad. And the freer the market is, the the more competition there is, which will just basic common sense will ultimately get rid of corruption, right? Corrupt businesses or businesses that are not giving you quality products for your money. Competition will come and take that over. And then that company either has to do better or cost less. And so the corruption is what's going to make a company fail. The problem is when the government gets involved and then bails out companies that are failing because you don't want there to be only one company. And And people seem to think that the government is the arbiter of good intentions to help. I don't know.
Well, I guess the whole moral for me is just break off a piece for your people, mate. Break off a piece. Give us a bone. Give us a bone.
Well,
Doesn't even have to have meat on the bone. Just let me chew on the fucking marrow.
but the point is, like, hey, in a free market society, what can you do as a worker? You don't have to continue working there. You can look for employment elsewhere to pay the bills. And so, truly, if a company's truly doing good and people are staying there because they're not going to get the same uh, total compensation, overall compensation, and you have to factor in things like insurance and benefits, um, discount discounts that that company gets from other companies because they partner together, and so I get to give my employees discounts on these other companies like rental cars or phone or flights, hotel stays, restaurant coupons, stuff like that. I mean, these things are all part of the total benefits that you get working for a company. If people are staying there, then are they really not paying them enough? Because if I wasn't making enough money, there's no way I would continue a job that I couldn't afford to work at.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I switch up jobs a lot when it comes to pay. I always go to the next better best thing. Always
Yeah.
always go up, never down.
And some people, it's uh job security is a really important thing. And it's like, hey, if the company's doing good, I probably am not going to have to worry about being out of a job. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and the fact that I'm staying there means they're paying me enough.
I'll be leaving what I'm talking about soon to go to the next best thing, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, just to each their own, right? You're like, maybe you're more of an entrepreneur than, you know, somebody who's looking for that security, that, the savings, the 401k plans, the stock options, the health insurance,
No.
the vacation time.
But so we've
Yep.
covered a lot of stuff.
Wait, I might be getting close to having to call it a wrap.
Yes, yes. We have covered a lot of things today. That's for sure. But it's been awesome. I miss this. I miss this, bro.
No,
So
crazy. I mean, just hearing about those floods.
oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Once again, heart goes out to all the families who have been dealing out with the flooding, the monsoons, and also for all the other tragic events as well, such as the In-N-Out shootings. Um, much love, prayers to your families, and thank you for tuning in and watching. As always, hit that follow, maybe the like button, and then head over to my man's page here. Hit that follow like button,
Uh, I stopped all that.
Okay. Well, this is Danger Clap here, Adrian, signing off.